You're not selling the steak, you're selling the sizzle. My name is Rich Bruckner. Welcome to Sales Mastery. If you've ever heard that, you're probably in sales and you probably already know what it means. But if you're not in sales or you just got started in sales and you never heard that before, I'm going to explain my understanding of that to you. So I was very new in sales when somebody said that exact same thing to me. He said, "You're not selling the steak, you're selling the sizzle." And what he was referring to is I was getting way too technical on the phone with nowhere near enough excitement. My tonality was not giving the client any sense of urgency. There was nothing appealing about the way I was selling this merchandise. Now, this is the way I always, when I'm training a guy, and he just sounds so fucking dull that you could fall asleep listening to him try to sell something. I'll say, dude, pretend that you just had the best fucking meal of your entire life, and you're calling your friend on the phone to tell him about it. Are you going to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Chris, I just had such a good steak. It was really delicious, and you should try going to this place next time. Next time you want a good meal, you should definitely go to George Martin's. It was a really good steak." Or are you going to get on the fucking phone and be like, "Dude, that was the best fucking steak I've ever had. I don't care what your plans are this weekend. Cancel them. Get a fucking reservation at this place tomorrow and bring your girlfriend there." Like, that's how you're going to tell somebody that you just had the most fucking amazing steak of your life. There's going to be excitement. There's going to be urgency. And I mean, I'm using literally steak because I like steak. It's not because I like going to steakhouses. It's not just because the saying goes, "You're not selling the steak, you're selling the sizzle." It was just the first type of restaurant that came to my mind. But it could be the same thing. It could be, "This is the best movie I've ever seen. Cancel your plans and go to the movies and see this tomorrow." That's what it means to sell the sizzle and not the steak, though, is that the you have to just have that energy behind you where the person on the other end of the phone believes that you're that blown away with it. It's not just words that you're reading off of a script to tell them that this is a great deal. This is the best deal you're going to see in the next 20 years. I don't care if you don't do anything else for the next 6 months to a year, but this is the one we're going with today. You have to have that level of excitement and that level of urgency no matter what it is that you're selling, no matter what the product or service is. If anybody tells you otherwise, then they're not in a competitive business. You're not in a competitive business if you could afford to have somebody hang up the phone and spend 2 weeks having other people call them with a better deal, or doing research online and just clicking on the first person that pays the most money for ads. Because the reality of it is that if you're selling something and you're in a competitive industry, if you let the person hang up the phone with you, somebody else is going to call them that's going to be more aggressive than you are, and they're going to get the deal. And then you're shit out of luck. It doesn't matter if you have the better prices, the better service, the better product. It doesn't matter if you're taking better care of your clients. It doesn't matter if you're better in every single measurable way. If somebody else who gets on the phone with the prospect is a better salesman than you, you're not getting the deal. Period. So yeah, I mean, if you're not in a competitive industry and you could afford to just say, "Yeah, call me back when you're ready, see you later," then fine, do that. But if you are in a competitive industry where your competitors are calling right behind you, then you better fucking sell properly. You better sell with a sense of urgency. And I'm not saying that you don't want the client to know what they're doing, but you help them do their research. You do the research on the phone with them. You provide them with the information that they need to make a good decision, and you give them a review policy so that this way they could do the research with the product or service already in front of them. They get to make the decision while they're using your service or while they're enjoying your product. I mean, that's what I did in the social media business I was in. Is I said, "Hey man, your first 30 days are risk free. If you hate us after 30 days, we'll part ways. We'll give you your money back for your first month, and you got a month of our service for free. Congratulations, you got one over on us, but you don't get to use us next month. And if your service is good, then they're not going to take one free month over what they were getting for your service. If they're going to take the one free month, it means you're not doing enough and your service sucks. That's what it means when somebody tells you you're not selling the steak, you're selling the sizzle. If you like this video, share it with somebody who might benefit from it or somebody who might like it as well. Leave a comment and let me know if you have any objections that you're struggling with in sales or there's any sales topics that you want me to discuss on a future episode. I'll be sure to get back to those ones. And make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode of Sales Mastery. We release one every week. I appreciate you guys watching this week, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next time.